Hey guys, Matt's still here. Let's see. Matt brought everything he has. Let me. I'll actually get up here and we'll open this up a little bit and we'll get a shot. Matt brought all of his stuff that he could find, which we just have already decided is not everything.
No, there's still quite a bit more.
And there's four that we know of. We know exactly where they're at. They
Yeah.
are at up at Ferrum Forge on Elliot Williamson's desk. So, but this is what happens when you get a couple of guys like me and Matt together, is you just wind up with like a knife show.
Yeah.
And I just...
Inevitably so.
Inevitably so. So, what is your favorite knife in all these boxes?
That's hard. That's really
what she said.
That's really hard. The easiest way to do it is I limited this case down to my favorites. My nicest and my most carried, I would start here.
I imagine there's some Ferrum Forge in there.
There is my Ferrum Forge right there. And
I know what this is.
The Stinger XL should fit.
We had this on the channel already. This is his annex.
Yeah, the bronze.
Yeah.
TKI annex.
Which one is this?
The Deity.
This is your Deity? But you've got other Ferrum Forge knives though, right?
No.
You only have the one?
I only have the Deity, and then all the Mass Drop ones, but the Stinger XL is being worked on.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong with that.
Well, this whole case will eventually
Did you
transition over to Ferrum.
Did you do this last night or Friday
We did
night?
try and fiddle with that, but that was what we were working on when we ran out of time.
Almost purple.
Almost.
Almost. Almost. You had my phone number. You could have called. Did you soak it quickly in multi-etch?
We left it in multi-etch for a while.
Oh, I usually, if it's the first time, it's still a satin. Hey, you guys want to see something weird? There's no D10 on this one. Something is wrong with Matt's
SOCOM Delta.
SOCOM Delta, and I've looked at it. I don't. Oh, it's because it's right up against the pivot. SOCOM Delta. What else is in there? I think most people. Well, you guys saw this one.
You've seen this one.
I sharpened that one.
The SNG.
Yeah. What is this one?
Todd Begg.
Ah, that's that Todd Begg. Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
I did too.
It's very smooth.
It's got a really, really Persian style blade to it.
For being almost half as much as this one, it is far.
I don't want to say anything about this one. Which one? What was this one?
Magnum Works.
The Magnum Works. This is a horrible knife. It really is. Everything about it's pretty horrible. By the time we got it to where it didn't have
Lock
rock, it wouldn't. Well, it had. No, it still has lock rock.
Well, Maraca rock.
Yeah, when he got this is the custom knife. The guy sent it, and when you would shake it, it did. It sounded like a maraca. It's
yeah, it was bad.
Very way. And I was like, that's and everything about it. By the time we got it to where it didn't have lateral play,
yeah.
The pivot is so tight that now it won't flip.
Mm-hmm.
Try harder. I can't wait to go to the custom knife show.
This one's good.
Which one's this?
The LV knives.
Oh yeah,
the
the Lancer.
Vagnino, the Lancer.
I did like this one.
I love that knife.
I didn't sharpen this one.
No, you did not.
It's got a really good edge on it from the factory.
Bowler K110?
I think that's what you had told me.
I think that's what it is. So those are my most carried. Yeah.
So let me tell you something, son. We might have a problem. That's where you know you're in a hillbilly area when a guy's picking his teeth with a big fucking fixed blade knife. You're like, I'm gonna squeal like a pig. I can tell. What you got there?
Well, let's just get these out of the way.
It's a big ass Anza.
I love that Anza. That is one of my favorite fixed blades. This we just got.
Sog.
Yes.
This isn't the trench hawk. Trench hawk's really light. This is their.
That's the full size.
This is their take on the Vietnam tomahawk.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one of those. It's in my bedroom. Yeah. Hang on. Go ahead.
All right.
Carry on amongst yourselves.
So, this one is actually pretty good for throwing. I like the balance and the weight of this one when I throw. But this one is my favorite. This was a gift from my buddy. We were groomsmen at his wedding, and the majority of us got this tomahawk. For those that weren't weapon oriented, you got something else. But this one's pretty badass. I like this one. He wrapped it himself.
Which one's that? Oh, is that the one with the shorter handle?
Yeah, this is the shortest one that SOG does.
That's still so heavy.
So I have the long and the short, and then there's one in the middle.
And this is what I would say. You know, well, I do like the fact that has more of a spike to it there, where you can dig into something as opposed to, because that is basically the same thing that's in here, but much heavier. But these are so much heavier than the American Tomahawk Company, which is a cold steel company, by the way. American Tomahawk Company is Cold Steel's branch. There's only a couple companies that make the actual branded Vietnam Tomahawk. But feel how much lighter this one is.
They tried to lighten that up a little bit too.
Yeah, but it didn't
do much.
They didn't do a very good job of it.
This is interesting. The wood.
Yeah. So the house got broke into one time, and when we came back, I wasn't sure if the house was clear, and I killed my daughter's pillow because when I went to go get my guns, they weren't in a safe, because if I need to get to one quick, I had them hidden, and they found them. And they had, I didn't have a safe yet anyway, so they had, you know, went through everything. And I went upstairs, and under my daughter's blanket, I see a bulge, and I'm in complete fucking fight or flight mode, and I took this spike and I stabbed through her comforter into her pillow 3 times. There was feathers everywhere and shit.
Better safe than sorry.
Killed my daughter's pillow. It was on her birthday. We walk into this house on her birthday, on her 5th birthday, and someone had went through everything in the house. The house was just torn apart. Stole all kinds of shit, including 2 of my guns.
Very unfortunate.
I got one of them back though.
Yeah. Only person I know who's ever got my gun back.
That's a story for a different day. It's like the end of Conan the Barbarian, but that's a story for another time.
That was on yesterday. I just watched that.
Really?
Yeah. Both the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer.
I have Conan the Destroyer on DVD.
Yeah.
This is what happens when Matt and I are together at 420.
So, this came with the Tomahawk, or the Vietnam Tomahawk, but that is so extremely thin that I've never used it. I feel like it's just going to bend or break.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it.
I'd
sharp on one side.
Yeah.
On the back, it's got pointy stuff on the
Yeah,
back.
it does have pointy stuff
There's
on the
pointy
back.
things on the back of that one.
Okay, so Magnum Works. That was my first fixed blade that I ever had.
This is another Magnum Works
built with my.
Couldn't explain why I didn't like it the first time I saw it. I saw it and I was like,
specifications.
"You asked for this?"
Yeah, I wanted the black Cerakote with the tan handles.
No, I mean this blade design.
Yeah, but it looks bigger in the picture. That and this one both looked way bigger in the picture.
That's what she said.
Than they do in real life. Yeah, the camera adds 10 pounds to these.
No, I do like the handle on this one though.
Yeah. I had to go with red liners and carbon fiber, even though I know that's super basic.
Now this one I don't hate. Like I do the other ones, but I do like the fact that it's double, and it actually is fairly sharp.
The original design was not double edged; it was just swedged on the top.
But I don't like the fact that he left the ricasso like that.
I imagine that was a
necessity, because when he was grinding it, he ground off the. Ah shit! Because if you look, it's the same thickness as the actual edge on the blade. Why did you go all douchebag and get your name put on it?
I don't know.
You have another knife in here that has that one that I saw.
It's that one. It's the other Magnum Works.
It's on the spine.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
That one I did because it was my first custom knife, and no matter what, I'll never sell it. And I kind of feel the same way about this one. I probably would never sell them, so I don't really care.
Really nice. Let's come in here and look. The handles on this, I really do like the handles on this. And it's not a bad knife at all. As a matter of fact, it probably would do a better job cutting like this, because it's actually sharper on the back than it is on the front. But the handles on it are really nice. They are attractive. What's next? What do you got?
Strider fixed blade.
Ah,
Love that one.
I like Strider fixed blades. But this wrap is almost too thick, and it doesn't give you the safety of having that little, like that little finger choil being there. And it was wrapped like this when you got it, right? That's
yeah. The only thing I did is this was a loop, and I just was bored one day, and I started braiding that out of my ADD.
It looks more like paracord than ADD. Yeah. Strider fixed blades were amazing. It's the folders that I always had a problem with. Made some of the most amazing fixed blade knives.
I do like my SNG, but I can already see the lock bar.
It's already walking,
creeping its way over.
Yeah, and it sticks. It sticks really bad. His that lock bar stick on his was pretty pronounced.
I don't think it's that bad anymore. It's not as bad. Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay, I take it back. I take it back.
I was like,
it deploys nicely though. Now it
sounded like you popped your knuckle.
It didn't used to ever flip out. That I still want to do red liners on too.
This is an Emerson. I should not be able to do that. Everybody's like, the D10 on an Emerson is fine. I just turned into Titus.
You did.
The D10 on an Emerson is fine. There's no problem with the D10 on an Emerson. If I can do... Oh,
poor example, but
if I can...
You just did it a second ago.
I did it a second ago. I just wasn't doing it the right direction. The D10 on it is weakened. I mean, it's like there's no D10 there. And everybody talks about the Emerson Wave feature. Everybody else that used the Emerson Wave feature did it better than Emerson. I'm not even joking. This is the worst.
Speaking of Emerson Wave feature that works like it, the tie light is...
Yours is so stiff, though.
Yeah, is one that had that same concept.
It works very well.
And yeah, that will catch on your pocket to the point that you can potentially cut yourself if you're not aware.
Didn't that happen to you?
That may have happened to me at one point. I may have needed to go get stitches.
Weren't you in the toilet?
I may or may not have been, but we don't need to get into that story today.
That could. Let's see. What do you got in here that's rare or unusual?
Rare or unusual?
Yeah, something that's expensive. Like if you tried to buy it today, it would be crazy expensive.
Model 47 Benchmade?
Ooh, yeah, they don't make these anymore. Oh, your 42 is up.
My 42 is at the shop, up at the forge. BRS Crimson Select Rep. They only made 6 of these.
I always like these old ones.
Oh yeah, I love
the 42, the 40. You know, all those ones.
The 4X series are definitely my favorite.
They just have that sound that you don't get. Where's your 62?
My 62 is here.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound the same. Neither does that. These old ones.
It's the channel.
Yeah, it just has a neat, unique sound to it. Knife Geeks. This is what happens when you put Knife Geeks together.
Yeah. What else?
Oh, what is this? You figure out what you're going to show, and I want to look at this. Ah, that's a little itty bitty one. I don't remember seeing this.
32, model 32, Morpho.
Wow. I don't remember seeing this when we had your case here that last time.
I got that one at Weeby Knives in San Francisco. Every time I go there, I have to get a knife. That's where I got my model 42, was at Weeby Knives. When I was 12, I was like, well, my first butterfly knife I got from the Mall of America when I was 10.
Up in
Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yeah, it was
one
of the Bear and Sons ones. So I was looking for a butterfly knife forever.
Minnesota, don't you know?
Went to Weeby Knives in San Francisco, and they had the Model 42. So I bought that, and that started my butterfly knife craze.
I had a 42. I had an old Model 42 that I got in Ohio when I was in high school. Actually, I may have already graduated and was working before I left for the Navy. But I remember I bought it. I remember that I got rid of it, and I really wish I had. Actually didn't get rid of it. It came up missing.
Prototype, Protec Shaw Skull from 2012. There were 12 of these made.
That's pretty rare. You talking about Weeby Knives?
Yeah.
We used to call, when we would go to Hong Kong, when we get drunk and we would say we were going to meet up. It's like, we're going to meet up over at, they had a great big Toys R Us at not Fenwick Pier, over on Kowloon Bay side at the actual port. of entry there at Kowloon Bay, and we used to say, we're just going to meet up over at Weeby Toys and shit. What? Weeby Toys and shit? The toy place, man. You know, where they have the toys. Weeby Toys and shit. Yeah. That's how I sat there, and all I could think of was me and my cousin.
Weeby Toys.
You ever get kicked out of a Toys R Us? You guys can comment and just see. If my cousin Chad sees this, he will probably say an affirmative yes, because he and I got kicked out of a Toys R Us in Hong Kong. I forget who was with us. I think it may have been our friend Dwayne, who is now a Master Chief. We were riding, you remember the little bouncy things that would blow up and it had the dinosaur head? Yeah. I want you to picture some 22, 23-year-old military members riding a bouncy ball around in Toys R Us in Hong Kong.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Where's this go?
Anywhere in the auto section.
Which one is this one?
Oh, my girlfriend got me that. She found that on Etsy. There was a guy who had a whole bunch of Damascus knives on Etsy.
This is not.
I mean,
I loved this design when I saw it in the movie, the Hunted.
Oh yeah, that's why ever since I saw that I've wanted one. I have another one that I got at the swap meet that was $10, but it has a
problem
angle to it.
Yes, it has a problem.
You know, this is a really cool swap meet find. This is a Swedish fisherman's knife. It's got a little hook.
Wait, before I even look, is this one of the ones that you got to squeeze and there's the little slot at the bottom and it pops? Yeah, it's exactly, yeah.
Yep.
I've seen those. I haven't seen one in years. And then there's just, so instead of having a latch like where it drops in, there's just a little pin.
Yeah, it just flips over and covers the little pin.
It's a butterfly knife, but it's...
But it's not at the same time.
No, it's not, because it's, the pivot's really tight. It's like my...
At a certain point, too. It's not tight the whole way.
Do you know what I have?
That's interesting.
It's almost like that, where it comes up on almost like spring tension. Is my the cold steel that looks like a Paradox, the cold steel Paradox.
Oh yeah.
It looks like a balisong, but it's got springs in it.
I've seen people mod those to take those out, so then it does just flip freely.
Yeah, it's...
Seems like a lot of work though.
The problem with that too is, so if you guys ever know, a Paradox has got springs in it, but the inside, the frame of it, the blade actually will hit the liners, or hit the scales.
Oh.
And so every time I've ever had that out and messed with it, I wind up having to resharpen it. I imagine eventually I'll get to a point where it's been sharpened enough times it doesn't touch. Anything else?
We've got some fun opening mechanisms or closing mechanisms.
Yeah, we talked about that.
The Camelus lever lock.
Oh yeah, you guys remember when I borrowed his Power Glide?
Yeah.
Which one is that? Is that the lever? That's
the lever lock.
And I almost bought one of these when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I almost bought one of these.
I bought that at the Mall of America in Minnesota when I got my bear butterfly.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? I was walking around the grocery store flipping the butterfly knife, wondering why people are looking at me weird, because I'm like, oh no, they're legal here. I'm totally fine. It's not California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other night, so Friday night, Matt did the titanium scales on his 62?
Yeah, 62.
On his Model 62 Benchmade. He did them blue.
Blue.
I like the 62s and D2
really
steel.
It's still not as blue as I want it.
We can fix that.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. Was this the other? This
Camelus.
is the Camelus?
CUDA. It's got like a little track and a pad.
So weird.
To open it instead of a thumb stud.
We're at 19 minutes already, believe that?
Wow.
So there's a little track, and this pad spins freely, and you just put your thumb on it and push it. But then there's a liner lock. Oh, that's another one of those weird ones.
So
instead of it being this, yeah.
Oh, that's not the right one. That is, but this isn't. So these are like opposites. We've got the Schrade that deploys by pushing the thing on the blade.
Oh,
this one
you have to push up.
Yeah.
So there's a bolster that you push up, and then that allows you to push this and then lock it over and close it. So there's like a Z-shaped track. But when you unlock, that it just drops back in. So you have to push that bolster up and then push it back, and it locks in that little slot. But with the second you do that, so that one deploys, but you have to pull it back.
Yeah, then this one auto deploys, but you have to pull it back. So these are like opposites.
So they should be
making
babies, and you know what you get when you make that into a baby? You get this. It does both.
I love my Ultratech.
I have one. Yours is a little stiffer than mine.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
October 2009?
Mine's 2016, I think. Is yours in LMAX or is yours in...
No, mine's 154, I think.
I was going to say, I think it was...
No, S30V.
S30V. That's big old Anza. Anza Knives is actually just up the road from here. You do know that,
yeah.
right?
They're really nice people. When I've met them at the gun show, they've always offered, hey, if you're ever out, come out to the shop and hang out. But I've never gone, but we can take them up on that sometime.
Yeah, we'll go out there someday.
I love this one. It's been so comfortable. I've never had to sharpen it.
It's very comfortable.
Or have it sharpened.
Probably needs to be sharpened sometime.
Could be, but if you slice, I think it's still...
Yeah, it's still, because it's got a really thin edge.
My only complaint is the sheath, which I've blown the bottom out of.
We know the guys at Waste and Oddities. They could probably resew that for you.
Oh, well, I just...
Danny and those
Waste
guys
and
probably
Oddities
could.
one. That'll be way cooler.
Do you know how much a Waste and Oddities fucking sheath with this would cost?
I love that knife. I will have that knife forever. It will be worth it.
And then you see this, the Desert Dagger. We just always got to come back to this.
I love that one.
The Gerber Desert but this isn't a Gen 1,
That's the Gerber
right?
Mark II.
This is the Mark II.
Yeah, it's a Mark II, but it's the new production of it with the serrations are like
they're
flat.
Square. Yeah, they're flat.
It's like they ground the edge, then filed the serrations in.
Yeah. I always wanted one of the old originals.
I've still been on the lookout for the...
To get me one for my birthday? Oh,
that's Do you want a Mark I that doesn't have the serrations at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I want.
I do like the SOG Desert Dagger, and I have that, but that's at my parents' house in the gun safe.
It's a SOG Desert Dagger. This is it was the Mark
that's
I.
The
yeah,
Mark,
that's what it was.
The Mark I doesn't have serrations. The Mark II does. The Schrade, there's the lock on the spine. There's a lock on the spine? Oh, maybe.
I got it. Not a good life-saving deployment method.
No.
You have to think about it a lot. What you got there?
SOG, Speckly.
I don't not like SOG.
1. The spring in this one is the same as the spring in the larger one, so this one has way more kick than its larger brother does.
Yeah.
Left-handed ProTech.
Left-handed ProTech.
Elschwitz.
Hey, hey, hey.
I didn't go there.
Hey.
Oh.
I always like the ProTech knives.
I do too. My OG Spyderco Native.
Yeah.
I need to have that refinished really badly.
Hey, I know a place where you could do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because all it just needs a surface finish. You need it.
That was rust.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's OS 8.
Yeah. But I love that one.
It's old. You can tell it's old school because it doesn't even have the boiled dent in it.
Same with... Oh, there's the dent.
Yeah, this one has a boiled dent. Take that. Wherever that goes. I love this one. I wish I had a Spyderco Police in VG10. They're heavy though with the stainless.
Yeah.
Being all stainless. So was my
Endura.
Endura. It was really.
We all know what this one is.
Yeah, I have.
This is
the one that was in my video, and now I own one. I have one.
You have one.
What's all the weirdness? We gotta look at some of the weirdness in the other box.
Okay.
Of all the stuff that I really wanted to show, some of this other stuff we've already looked at before, but there's some weirdness. For fuck's sake. And here's the thing, it will fit in your pocket. Now, hey, do the wave with it, because this is what I was talking to somebody about, the wave feature on the cold steel knives, as opposed to the Ernie Emerson. I know you guys guys are gonna get fucking bored and wind up bouncing out on this video. But it uses a thumb plate. And it uses a wide thumb plate, but it's not deep. And the problem I always had with the Ernie Emerson Wave feature is it wouldn't deploy in a pair of thin pants the way you wanted it to. But you couldn't get it to not deploy in anything else. But the flip side is you can't use that as a deployment device that Ernie Emerson doesn't. The Emerson Wave feature doesn't have a way for you to open it except if it's a spider code, there's a hole in it or something like that. This has a thumb stud feature to it. So it works both ways. You can thumb it open. There's a couple lightnings.
What other weirdness do you want to look at?
Oh, this one. This one. My brother-in-law will recognize this. He had somebody send him one of these, or bring him one to sharpen. He actually does it, and it's not horrible. I don't want to give him too much credit because he's still really, it's still really rough. But my brother-in-law had somebody give him one of these to sharpen, and it was he said it was the dumbest design he'd ever seen.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The second I saw you pull it out of the box, I was like, oh, there's one. It's like the worst butterfly knife ever.
Well, you have to start with the blade the opposite way that you want it to end up when you open it.
Yes, because
as you flip,
flip
over.
it's going to flip over.
Yes.
Yes. It has to be pointing.
So
you
have to think about it.
I actually didn't, and it just kind of just happened.
Yeah. You have to think about it at first.
I don't like thinking. Not a big thinking thing.
What else?
Take that. What is it? You know.
Other way.
Just in case. For me,
there you go.
That would break. You'll break your hands using one of these. It's gonna break your hand.
Okay.
Let's go try it. Hold still.
Go for it.
He hit me in the mouth.
Second.
I just gotta make sure mine fucking counts. If you're gonna pull that thing out. What else we got in here? There's some. We had some weird. Where's that weird?
The little thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. We're not gonna try and go through everything, but this is like a boot knife. Oh, let me see that. I want to see that too.
The swap meet has some great stuff.
So you can get some crazy stuff at swap meet. So like, you know, in case you just need to shank somebody with your comb. And Matt asked me, he's like, what do you think? Can you sharpen that? I was like, no.
No way.
No. It doesn't even have an edge. It just like comes down and they wedged it off, sort of, to make it look like it has an edge.
Yeah.
I was putting, there's significant pressure. You can see the line I was pushing.
That's not going to cut.
It will not cut.
It will not cut. And
pull out that one. Where's that weird one that you had? The one set of knucks with a blade on it. This one right here.
Oh. Okay, so watch his face. These are made by Magnum Works. This is the manifold, and this is the Salat knuckle.
And this is the, what company was this? Was Doug Marcaida and Bastinelli Knives and Funker Tactical, they all got together and they made a knife called the Piercer. And it is just a little scalpel.
Which is interesting because now these come about this much longer and with an edge on the end. They are not made like this anymore.
And this is too short. It is too short. I would wind up cutting myself with this. I don't know what the purpose of this knife was, but this is a customer's knife that I still have to sharpen.
Ah.
So it's just out because I happen to notice the similarity between the two.
This is. I didn't know this existed.
Very similar. I'd never seen it. I had never seen it before.
When we're done, I'll show you the Magnum Works version of this.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I would hurt myself with this. My hands are too big for this thing. It's probably about, is it more comfortable in size-wise for you?
Yes, more than for you.
Oh yeah, you've got a good almost ½ inch of clearance. My finger was on the edge, basically.
Yeah, but I would still honestly prefer the Magnum Works version of that because it's a little bit longer, and I like how thick this one is.
I wouldn't prefer either one of them because I don't think they make much sense. But this does have a sheath. This has a sheath.
So does this.
No, I mean this has a.
I actually like this clip a lot, but you can put this on anything.
This one too.
Yeah, same exact one.
That's the same clip.
Same clip.
Exact same clip. Huh. Wonder how that happened. Who copied who? Speaking of
I'm
copy,
actually curious. Okay.
Speaking of copy, I don't like it very often. I hate fucking knockoffs, but since there's no branding on it, it's not really a knockoff. It's just a design replication.
I haven't brought it. I've known Mike, or been hanging out with Mike since May. I haven't brought it around because I know how much he hates knockoffs. But I brought literally everything that I could find today, so it had to come too.
So this is
because I will never afford a real one in my lifetime. I've
gotten to hold
one, yes, but I will never be able to spend the money that they are going for.
So what this is basically, it is one of the rad cleavers. Basically, it's the same thing. I mean, it's pretty close. And I hate to admit it, it's very well done. It really is not a bad knife. It needs a little bit more detent. And but everything else
it's full tie.
It's full tie, D2 steel, locks up nice.
It runs on bearings.
It's every bit as uncomfortable as
ceramic bearings.
It's every bit as uncomfortable to handle as a real rad knives. I'm not gonna pull any punches on my channel, and you know this. Rad knives basically got Instagram famous, like Big Fucking Kitty said the other day, also known as CM. Continue mission fuck the world. And basically he was calling out a bunch of knife makers that are called insta knife makers, where they make a $300 knife and they can use their friends' influence through Instagram to get them, hey, I'm gonna give you this knife. If anybody ever asks, tell them that you paid this for it, and then it allows them to, somebody that's really well known, pretty famous on Instagram, basically sets their price for them. The guy's like, oh, well, I bought this from so-and-so for fucking $1,000. And then the next thing you know, they've got $300 knives that are going for $10,000, $12,000 because they're exclusive. Now, I will say that Rad Knives, on the other flip side of the coin, he does a lot of fabricating his own material. But the flip side of that is he almost takes it to the extreme where it's, he brags it up and writes it up so much that it's, I've seen other people that forge Damasteel and not Damasteel, but Timascus and things like that. He makes it sound like it takes him months and months and months to make a billet of Radmascus. And I know for a fact, talking to people that make Timascus and Mokutai and things like that, it does not take that long. It doesn't take that long. So I don't know if he just doesn't know how to do it in a fashion other than the slow-ass way he's doing it. But the flip side of it is, he's made his bones and he's earned a reputation. They are not bad knives. They're just
I love
bulky.
the design. I love the aesthetics. Everything about them I love, but I would not pay $8,000.
$8,000? You're going to get it half price?
But even still, I wouldn't pay $3,000.
How much did you pay for that one?
$100.
I don't know if I'd pay that. No, I don't know. I kind of like some of the overbuilt stuff. Like
for $100, it wasn't that.
But here's the thing.
But yeah.
Here's the thing. You paid $100 for a Chinese crappy.
Oh yeah.
How much did you pay for this one?
$350.
$350. He got himself an ADV Butcher, which you guys know from the video I did about Chris's ADV full dress Butcher, the full custom full dress with carbon fiber. I really do like this knife. It's a very nice knife.
I get lucky from time to time, and I have a friend who collects knives as well, and he will get sick of something and want to sell it to me at a discount. So that was mint, so I got $100 off on that. It should have been $450.
He mentioned that he's trying to sell this. If anyone is interested,
or if you have a good trade, I'll take trades too, because
trade. Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, the similarities here.
This came from him as well.
This is
so you were talking about selling knives to friends and.
Yeah.
Yeah. He and I are the opposite. Instead of saying, oh, tell me you paid $1,000 for it or whatever it is I get the sickest deals on knives from him. It is the opposite.
I got a knife.
I can't tell you how much I paid for this because you will hit me.
I got a knife I'm making that I'd sell to you.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. I'd sell it, but I'd sell it to you the same price I'm gonna sell it to everyone else.
We'll put the word out.
That's
about it.
That's pretty much it. I just wanted to do. This was something to do for fun. Swap meet, switchblades.
Not swap meet.
Is this the one that was your dad's?
No, this one was my dad's. This one was my dad's. He got this probably...
That's the cracked one, right? That's the one with the cracked.
55 plus years ago.
That's old.
Yeah, this one's old. Rizzuto Esteletto Milano.
This was a kit. I can tell it was a kit by the way it slides and everything.
This one I used to get in trouble for all the time. My parents would leave, my brother would watch me, I'd want to see the Switchblade. He'd be like, okay, I'll show you, but you can't tell mom and dad. And I would just get so excited that I got to play with the Switchblade that as soon as they came home, oh my god, we got to play with the Switchblade! And then I would get smacked because I spilled beans.
You weren't supposed to tell!
Like, damn it! I was like 7.
That's pretty much it, guys. This is just a Saturday hanging out with Matt.
Yes.
We shot the video of the window sharpening earlier. Actually, kind of...
We did that real quick. That worked out really well. I was surprised. I didn't think it was going to work as well as it did. I'll be honest.
I knew because I've done it before. I already knew. I knew because I did it when I was hunting one time and had to sharpen a skinning knife. And I also know because I shot the video by myself trying to get it to come out right about 4 times. So I already knew it was going to work.
Fair enough.
So, all right, guys, that's it. We're going to get off of here. I'm going to drink some whiskey. He's going to hang out till his girlfriend calls. This is just something I wanted. I hadn't put anything up for a while that was... everybody seemed to like my Bodiger, the knife where the video of Bodiger and I sat around and fucking pulled knives out of our pockets and out of cases and shit. So, all right, guys. No, that's it. I fixed that.
Yeah.
It had a great big hole in it. Big chip missing, and I fixed that.
Don't use your knives as screwdrivers, folks.
All right,
Tell
guys.
your kids.
That's it. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time.